Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 8 at Gulfstream Park on Florida Derby Saturday is a prep for the Kentucky Oaks. It is the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks at 1 mile and a 16th, obviously for 3-year-old fillies. Before we get to the analysis, I want to remind you to take advantage of DRF Bets' first post bonus on the preps. Bet $25 to win on one horse in race number 1 at Gulfstream on Saturday. Get a $10 bonus, win or lose. Learn more at DRF.com/preps. Let's meet the field for the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks. I want to begin with the number 3 point of honor going out for trainer George Weaver. 2 starts, bet down to favoritism both times, impressive winner both times, very competitive buyer speed figures. Really, this filly ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, I mean, and not only are all those things that you just mentioned true, but she's also won both of her starts around 2 turns already. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. I don't know. I think she ran well in both of her races, Dan, and it feels like to me, I know she's not the favorite on the morning line. This is the horse to beat in here based on what she's done so far.
And she might very well end up the favorite because our morning line favorite, the Keeneland graduate number 6, Dunbar Road, is questionable for this race. As of this taping on Thursday afternoon, Chad Brown is not sure whether he wants to run here or at Aqueduct next week in the Gazelle. If Chad does decide to run the impressive debut winner, Dunbar Road, we have a positive formulator fact to show. Over the past 5 years, with 3-year-old debut winners returning for their second start in dirt routes, 42% winners and a $2.37 ROI. Listen, Dunbar Road, she's from the family of Kentucky Oaks winner Secret Status. She's by the Hot Stallion Quality Road, and she just ran away and hid from the field going a 1-turn mile in her career debut. If she runs in this race, she'll be forwardly placed, and she's likely going to be tough.
Yeah, I think she will be tough if she runs in this race. We'll see what happens. Obviously, she'll have to stretch out a little bit and go 2 turns here, but just based on her debut, not only is she, you know, a big, good-looking filly, but you talk about settling a race quickly. She settled that race quickly. She was really impressive first time out. I have to use her if she runs here, Dan, but, you know, being a very short price on the morning line, this isn't a field that, it's not a race that she has to win, and it's not like there's nobody else. I mean, Point of Honor can run, and so can some other horses in here.
She was a pace-pressing winner of her career debut, and Timeform US believes that she'll be close to the pace yet again as we take a peek at our Timeform US pace projector for the Gulfstream Park Oaks. And the 6 Dunbar Road expected to be prompting the 7 Cookie Dough. And Cookie Dough didn't run fast as a 2-year-old, but it was nice to see her drown a couple of restricted stakes fields. One at this 1 mile and a 16th distance at Gulfstream Park, and Stanley Gold wanted to run this horse, I believe, in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and she came down with a little bit of a problem. So her most recent race, the Grade 2 Devona Dale, was coming off of a layoff. That race, of course, the storyline wasn't that she ran so well or that Geltrin pulled off a shocking upset, but that Champion Jaywalk didn't run well. And Cookie Dough was the horse that kind of dissuaded Jaywalk in the early portion of that race. So she won the duel with Jaywalk, but she lost the war to Geltrin. I'm not sure how I feel about losing to a big, giant long shot, but I thought off the layoff it was okay. And if she controls the space and if Dunbar Road is out, she can wire this field.
Dunbar Road, if she doesn't run here, I guess it really helps her chances. It's to me, it's a tough call with her because I know that she won impressively her last 2 starts last year, but I mean, just she beat the same field all the time. You know, to me, those things are always hard to evaluate. I don't personally, when I watched the Devona Dale back, I don't think that she dissuaded Jaywalk at all. I think Jaywalk was awful in that race. She didn't run. So to me, for this horse to get run down by a 1,000,000-to-1 shot in there, even though she ran a 90 buyer, that's a terrible loss. I just can't take this horse in this race, Dan. We'll see what she does.
Certainly understand anyone that thinks that maybe 1 mile and a 16th, even though she won 2 starts back, it was probably due to the inferior competition. We'll see if she gets it. I think if she gets an easy lead, she certainly has a big opportunity to do so. Interesting that Dermot Magner puts a maiden in here. That's the one Safta, daughter of Dialed In, who I thought ran just fine. Tough spot breaking from an inside post going 6 furlongs. Didn't get away that quickly. Came with a little bit of a late run. I think it's apparent that this horse has some talent. This might be a case of too much too soon.
Yeah, I mean, debut. It's kind of a perfect debut for a horse to run a lot better second time out. I don't know if that means a lot better second time out, stretching out in a graded stakes race. It feels like they're probably rushing her a little bit, but she ran well first time out.
Bella Chow, the number 4, is already stakes placed, 3rd in the Hut Hut Stakes. back in her final start as a 2-year-old. I wonder if she's exposed after 8 starts now. I think we've seen enough. The Beyer speed figure of 76 is the highest, and she's just going to simply have to improve, even though this may not be the greatest edition of the Gulfstream Park Oaks. It's
definitely not the greatest edition. You have distance questions with her, too. I mean, going back to her spin-away, I actually feel like she ran really well in the spin-away. A very underrated effort at a gigantic price. The problem is she hasn't really improved off that race since.
I wonder if that Alcibiades took the starch out of her, and she might be another one of those late-running one-turn horses as opposed to a 2-turn router. Shacklett needed to drop into the $50,000 maiden claiming ranks to get a confidence boost, and then she won a weak starter optional claimer last time out, a race where Matt Bernier and I did it as the race of the day, and we were stunned that she was not the favorite at post-time, coming off of that 64 Beyer, which makes you think that she's going to have to really improve in here.
Yeah, listen, it's nice that she's won 2 races in a row, but this is a tough spot.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Gulfstream Park Oaks. Mike, you've been a fan of the number 5 Champagne Anyone. I think your main concern is a concern that we've had with several of these horses in this race, and that is distance. While she did win a 2-turn mile at Keeneland, and we really liked the way she altered course to the far outside and run those horses down in the lane, I wonder if she's going to be a little bit better at these shorter distances. But the blinkers are coming on. It's her 3rd start of the form cycle. All she needs is a little help up front.
I mean, I have the same concerns that you do, as far as distance goes in 2-turn racing. But as you say, her Keeneland win around 2 turns was actually a good performance. The only other 2-turn race for her outside of that is the Goldenrod. She ran great in that race. There was no pace at all in there. She ran well in there, and she got, to me, she was just compromised again last time. They just sort of walked in front of her. I didn't think she had a fair chance. Listen, I'm not way against Point of Honor, and I'm not way against Dunbar Road if she runs in here either, but I'll take a chance with this horse if she's a square price. And she feels like she should be, right?
Oh, she's 6-1 on the morning line, and I think that's going to be a fair price, especially if Dunbar Road runs. And I like the fact that she has a fast recent workout at 5 furlongs, presuming, and you're going to want to check out the Welsh Clocker report when it comes out later this week, presuming the blinkers were on, and maybe she'll just be sharper and closer to the pace this time around. I want Cookie Dough to try to get to the lead. I'm hoping that 90 Beyer speed figure from the last race is legit, because if it is and she gets an easy lead, she will be tough to catch. She is 7-2 on the morning line. Mike's going 5-3, 6-1. I'm going 7-5, 3-6 in the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks. It's race number 8. You want to also bet race number 1 with DRF bets, because you'll be rewarded if you do so. Bet $25 to win on one horse in race number 1 at GP on Saturday. Get a $10 bonus, win or lose. Learn more at DRF.com/preps. Approximate post time for the Gulfstream Park Oaks, 3 o'clock Eastern. Good luck.